I think it's inevitable that there will be a number of lawsuits filed by the Trump campaign in a number of states. Initially, it will be state courts that will decide in the first instance whether the Trump campaign is right to object to mail in votes being counted that have been received after today. Ultimately, just like in 2000, those state court decisions can be appealed all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. I think that most of us in the United States are hoping that it doesn't come to that.
Yeah. So is 2000 the only sort of legal precedent we've got to go on here? Is what Donald Trump is suggesting something new?
Yes, the Trump campaign's legal strategy here is entirely unprecedented. There have been lawsuits in both federal and state courts in the United States in the past over the counting of ballots. However, this is the first time in American history that a candidate has objected to votes that are otherwise legal being rejected solely because they were received after Election Day, even though the postmark on the mail shows that the vote was cast before or on Election Day. This is an entirely novel legal strategy by the Trump campaign, and I think it threatens to disenfranchise hundreds of thousands of voters nationwide, voters who cast their ballots even days ago, but because of the COVID pandemic, did so through the mail rather than dropping them in ballot drop boxes.
Well, of course, it's an unprecedented situation, one which the founding fathers themselves didn't have the foresight to predict. But, some looking at the situation from here in Europe might say, well, why isn't there a central election commission which can decide things in America?
Yes, Tokes, you're absolutely correct. Unlike Europe, the United States does not have a national agency to oversee the presidential election. Instead, the presidential election is conducted by the 50 states and the District of Columbia. That's a highly decentralized process that made sense in 1788 when the United States conducted its first presidential election. But I think most reformers today, both conservative and liberal, think of that system as antiquated and outdated. There's just simply no good justification at this point for having such an important election conducted in this very balkanized fashion.